Greetings. My name is Brenda Bongova, President of the UN Movie Society of the United Nations Staff Recreation Council. We are proud to present the Real Compassion, When Movies and the Missions Meet series, which is dedicated to advancing UN global causes through storytelling. Movies can possess the unique power to promote universal ideals, principles, and values so deeply enshrined in the United Nations, including peace, development, respect for human rights, cultural appreciation, the dignity of the human person, and equal rights for all. Therefore, the UN Movie Society is committed to championing such efforts that promote the goals and values of the United Nations through the universal language of motion pictures. We hope that you'll enjoy this series, which will be broadcasted through the global channels of the United Nations. In this first episode, we are proud to present a conversation with Oscar-nominated director Christian Carion on Driving Madeleine, a story about a seemingly simple taxi ride which evolves into a heartfelt meditation on the lives of Charles, a taxi driver in Paris, performed by Dany Boon, and his passenger Madeleine, performed by Line Renaud, an immaculately groomed 92-year-old woman whose warmth belies her shocking past. The story reminds us that inside every seemingly benign elderly woman we might pass on the streets is a warrior, a nurturer, and a spirited adventurer. So, let's dive straight into this exciting story. It's such a pleasure to meet with you.
Thank you.
And we're so honored to have a conversation with you. And thank you so much for producing this powerful movie called Driving Madeleine. And we at the UN Movie Society were really committed to champion the goals of the United Nations through the universal language of motion pictures. Movies truly possess the power to promote the universal ideas of the United Nations, and in your movie specifically, the theme of respect for the elderly, the elimination of violence against women, and then honoring culture, and in this case, French culture, which is one of the official languages of the United Nations. So let's start with the first question. What initially sparked the idea of directing, producing this powerful movie?
Well, in such a way, I fell in love with a script at the beginning. So, for many reasons, I mean, all the reasons you told us, the human reasons about, yes, for all people, the domestic violence, and Paris. I wanted to shoot in Paris. I mean, Paris is the third character in this movie too. So yes, we start to produce it, and to get the cast I expect. I mean, Line Renaud, Dany Boon, and Alice Isaz, who is playing the younger Madeleine in this movie. Yeah.
It's beautiful, and thank you.
My pleasure. It's my work to do the job, but also I wanted you to be moved by the story as I was when I read the script at the very beginning.
Yeah, it was so powerful. I was deeply moved. On the very sensitive issue of violence against women, globally, an estimated 736 million women in the world, which is almost 1 in 3, have been subjected to physical and or sexual partner violence, non-partner sexual violence, at least once in their life. And
wow.
Thank you for drawing this really important issue to the world through storytelling, and it's something that is an issue that is always behind closed doors, and it's really impressive how beautifully your film balanced the moments of humor during the conversations between Madeleine and Charles, and in contrast, the pathos of the issue of domestic violence.
C'est là où ils vous ont jugé.
Oui.
Ray n'était pas mort. Ils m'ont quand même accusé de tentative d'homicide. Vous savez, dans les années 50, c'était pas comme aujourd'hui. Il fallait encore l'autorisation de son mari pour travailler. Il fallait l'autorisation du mari pour ouvrir un compte en banque. Vous imaginez lui brûler les couilles. Ouais. Ça faisait la une de tous les journaux.
Was it challenging to strike this balance?
It's always challenging to mix different emotion. I mean, to have a smile and then to be shocked or to have a tear. Like in life, in some way. But to make the right balance, it's not easy to do. I didn't know the number you told us about, the number of women involved with that crazy violence, but I can tell you, because I'm very lucky to go all around the world with this movie, and everywhere, I mean in China, Japan, Germany, everywhere, people wanted to talk about domestic violence. So yes, it's something deep on every continent. It's not a question of social level at all. I can't explain exactly why it does exist, but it's deeply exists, and it's a kind of taboo. It's inside the families. They don't want to talk about it, and it's very difficult also for the women to say, I had a problem. This is the most difficult thing I can imagine, and that's why it's still a secret, because they don't have the strength to say how to talk.
Exactly, and it takes tremendous courage to raise your voice. Was it difficult for you to direct the intimate scenes of violence, the sensitive scenes, and what choices did you make when trying to cast the husband of the young Madeleine?
Violence, like sex, is always difficult to direct, to shoot, because it's very intimate. It's very so. We make a cast with Alice. We met 5 different actors. We make some kind of repetition, not for violence, of course. And at the end, I said to Alice, "Well, now it's up to you. I need you to make a choice. Which one? With which one do you feel good, in confidence to play with?" So she designed. She wanted to play with Jeremy Lambert, who played her husband, and it was very difficult for him to do that, because he's really a nice guy and very sweet. But in the end, I said, yes, but I need you to do it, of course. And so I tried to direct like a dance. You know what I mean? The movement, like a kind of choreography.
Exactly.
To make them forget about a little bit about the subject itself, I mean violence. And the most we can do it as a game, the better would be for them to be in good situation to play it. And so we didn't shoot many takes. I say congratulations to them, because it was very delicate.
Exactly, and it was extremely thoughtful of you as a director to give Alice the opportunity to choose the partner.
She's playing actor, with her soul, with her body. It's not mine.
On the issue of older persons and honoring the elderly, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres once said, "Older persons are invaluable sources of knowledge and experience and have much to contribute towards peace, sustainable development, and protecting our planet." So Driving Madeleine has really been praised for its portrayal of aging and mortality. What message were you hoping to convey to the audience, and what did you intend to challenge the view's expectations of aging and senior citizens?
Oh, Charles, je crois que vous allez encore rouspéter. Il faut qu'on s'arrête.
Quoi, si ça va pas?
Oui, oui. Une envie pressante.
Ah,
Et vous savez, à mon âge, ça se gère pas trop bien, ça.
oui, oui.
Arrêtez-vous, voilà.
Oui, bah là, je suis au milieu de la route, là. Je fais au
à
plus
gauche,
vite.
là-bas, là.
Oui, 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 oui.
Ah,
Vous
attention,
avez pas mal, si? Votre jambe, ça va?
Ça va. Vite,
Oui, oui.
vite.
Vite, 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 oui. Allez-y.
No, no. My only hope is to touch you. And I remember the very first screening we did in France, because everything starts in France, it's a French movie. I remember a young lady coming to me at the end, and she said she was crying, and she said, I have to call my grandma. This is only the message for me. I mean, I do believe we don't spend enough time, much of the time, with our parents or grandparents because we are always busy. We are always, well, this is the modern life. You know, during the past, most of the time, the generation were living together. You know, now it's over because it's the modern life today, but it was not easy to live all together. Huh? Don't worry, it was not a paradise, but the connection was very easy. Now we lost something, for sure, and most of the time when you lose your parents or grandparents, you always think about, well, I should have spent more time with them. Well, most of it, except when there is a conflict between the generation. But I mean, there is no message, like you said. You know, my work is not to give you a message. My work is to give you an emotion. When you are moved, you are ready to understand something maybe you will not be interested by.
Et vous? Est-ce que vous vous souvenez de la première fille que vous avez embrassée?
Pardon?
Votre premier baiser, celui qui compte, pas seulement sur la bouche. Vous voyez ce que je veux dire?
Non, je me souviens pas.
Ben ça alors, c'est bien dommage pour vous. Vous avez quel âge? Bon, je vous ai dit le mien, vous pouvez bien me dire le vôtre.
46.
La moitié du mien. Vous pourriez être mon petit-fils. Vous savez ce que mon père me disait toujours? Chaque colère est à coup de vieux, chaque sourire est à coup de jeune. Alors voilà, si vous voulez rester jeune, vous savez ce qu'il vous reste à faire.
The emotion is the best way for you to make you think about something.
Exactly. An emotion can be positive or negative.
Oh yeah,
And
for sure.
both are powerful.
So I think we need to listen to the old generation. They know some things we don't. So the idea of transmission is very important for me. I made several movies about this. You know, the heritage of the previous generation, and because it's not easy to get it, and we can lose many things. I do believe.
Ça vous ennuie si je prends votre bras?
Ah non, avec plaisir.
Merci. Voilà, on y va. C'est beau. Ça fait longtemps que j'ai pas marché au bras d'un homme.
Ah bon? Ah bah, ça me touche.
C'est une belle soirée quand même.
Très, très belle.
Ça fait du bien.
Paris truly plays a vital role in this film, and you truly do a beautiful job of showing the gorgeous backdrop of Paris, and the viewers have the opportunity to take a tour throughout all of the landmarks of Paris. How did you use the city to complement and enhance the storyline or themes or characters of this film?
I'm not living in Paris. I'm living in Lyon, a very beautiful city of the south, where cinema was invented. But I love Paris by night, and I hate by day, because it's really a nightmare to drive into Paris.
And I can imagine to shoot.
And to shoot,
film
so that's why,
in
as you
Paris.
know, we decided not to shoot really. We were in a studio with a car and big screens around the car on which we screened what we wanted from Paris. So we spent a lot of time before in Paris, driving and everywhere, and to shoot everything we could under the sun, under the rain, by day, by night. And then we make a huge editing of our best of from Paris, for you to understand the traffic jam, Paris, but also the beauty of monuments, the beauty of the river. I mean, La Seine, the beauty of the kind of perfume of Paris, and because Madeleine, she wanted to connect for the very last time for her with Paris one more time. And for the driver, it's not the same feeling about Paris. And this contrast, it was very interesting for me to direct.
It was beautiful the way you directed, and I would have never imagined that it was just shot in the studio.
I hope so. As I told you, cinema, we are all liars in cinema, but for good reasons.
Magicians.
Magicians, maybe.
Magicians.
Yeah, it's a kind of, a fantasy.
Yes. And I can imagine you really were so thoughtful, because also this made it very comfortable for the actor,
Yeah.
the actress.
Oh yeah, that was the
She
point,
was
because she was
elderly.
she was 92
Yes.
when we shot the movie. So I said, no, I don't want to lose Line Renaud by shooting really in Paris.
Exactly.
So she was fine, she was happy, she was fresh, and she was like she is in the movie. You can see her.
And in conclusion, what message or emotion do you hope the audience will take away?
I hope they will be moved.
Yes.
And think about, the previous generation, their parents, their grandparents, and also about the domestic violence. I remember I was in Beijing in China. There was a screening, and at the end of the screening, some people came to me. They were crying, and they said, we have a problem in our family, domestic violence too. And now, watching this movie, I said, no, it's enough. We have to talk about this. It can't be a taboo anymore now. And I said, wow, good luck. And if the movie can open a small gate of that kind, that type of reaction, I would love so.
Yes.
But we have to be modest for cinema. We just offer some emotion, and then after the people in their real life try to do or not something.
You produced and directed this powerful film that really, really will move your audience, and thank you so much for telling the story And thank you so much for your time.
It's my pleasure to talk about all of this. And thank you for all your questions.